Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question. Fred, a lady called while Rich was on the line, and she didn't want to talk on the air, but she says, ask Fred about my hardy hibiscus. She's got, she goes, it's always grown very well, but she's got like 3 branches on it that have sort of wilted and gone down to the ground. And she says, the only thing she can see is that maybe something's been eating a few of the leaves. But outside of that, I asked her, are the leaves wilted or, and she said, well, no, just the ones that have been eaten on. So, any ideas on her hardy hibiscus?
Well, no, and it sounds almost like there may be 2 problems. I've grown hardy hibiscus. I lost the space that I needed to use. Well, I have gotten some experience with it, but not a total. I don't know what would be causing it. Now, there are various critters insects that is, that will eat on the leaves. I don't know whether deer will browse on the leaves of hardy hibiscus or not. But when we're talking about stems wilting, there is a possibility of a disease. Now, I don't know what it would be, and I'm not sure what in the world to do about it. But hardy hibiscus usually grows in a crown and, or let's just say multiple stems out of an area. And I'm hoping, for her sake, that the 3 stems that are wilted are all in one area. And I'm going to recommend, for lack of other thoughts, I'm going to recommend a rather drastic position. And that is to cut the stems down to about a foot, so that you can get in around that plant and take a sharp spade and try to remove a wedge out of that crown in case it is a disease. I don't know what it would be, but it sounds like one of the vascular wilt types of diseases. As I say, I've grown it, but not long enough to be sure. So I think it's time to at least cut the stems off at the ground, or if you can even get down into the ground an inch or so, try to get a disease source out of there if that is the case. And as far as eating on the leaves, I don't get too concerned about leaves being eaten. Now, the material that we spoke to in a break called 8 will take care of subsequent eating, or directly take care of the insects that are eating by spraying it on them and around them. But this sounds like a twofold situation. If I wish I could see it, be standing there, I could be a little bit more definitive. But I think it's time to cut those stems off at the ground or down below if you can get a wedge toward the outside edge that has the 3 stems in it, just for safety's sake. I don't think you'll disrupt the rest of the plant that much. And as I say, you're going to try to take a wedge out of it, just like a wheel of cheese or a cut of good apple pie, whatever it might be. But beyond that, I'm afraid I don't have a good answer. I don't know if there's anything to spray on it. If it is insects, yes, 8 will work quite nicely. There is a chance when she speaks of being eaten. I don't know whether deer will browse on the hardy hibiscus or not, but their browsing would not necessarily cause a stem wilt situation. So I'm kind of stumped. I hope that'll help her, though.
Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
We've had a lot of questions about how we started the Dollar Saving Divas and why we do this.
I know. Well, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Leslie.
And we are the Dollar Saving Divas, but we do more than just
dollar saving tips. But we started talking about this. It was
15 years ago when we used to work together.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember we started it because we both like the same kind of food.
Yeah.
So we would go in search of
It was lunch every day.
Lunch every day.
Let's find the best chili.
Let's find the best crab cake. Remember, we would just go place to place.
And we would compare, and it was our fun little lunch break every day.
It was a joke that we said, we ought to do this sometime for like a radio show
And at the time, we both had young kids. And so we were trying to find ways to, even cut costs and still provide all those things that you want to provide for your family. Well, and live within your budget.
And I used to do a lot of events and marketing. So, we've done everything from tricks and tips on, party planning and how to decorate a table to different foods. I mean, we've traveled around the community to lots of different
we discovered some things in the community that, we didn't know were there. We thought, well, gosh, other people should know.
Exactly. Great shopping places. We even took a vacation to Naples, Florida, which I think we should do more of that traveling.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually.
Yeah, we should do more.
I think some international would be good.
But I think it's a lot of our life experiences. A lot of life
experiences. We're not going to say how many combined, but
sharing that with other people.
Yeah, I don't want to say we could, together it would be like.
No, we're not going to say that.
I'm not even going to go there. I think it's really funny when we're now actually going and looking for sponsors. I mean, people are actually following us, and they're,
I know.
It's amazing. It's like
people do want to hear what we have to say.
And actually, I've heard some people even take notes. They have to replay it because, I want to know where that really good happy hour is, and
well, everybody wants to know where a really good happy hour is.
And we're really good because we know where all the good happy hours are. Just ask us any place you live.
All those years of work, you need to know a good lunch spot and a good happy hour spot,
and never the two shall meet because you shouldn't be drinking at lunch. But it's just been really fun, and I think we're really expanding the things we're doing, which is I never thought that people would actually listen to us.
Well, I think that's the fun part is we are doing what's fun to us.
Exactly. So it's not like it's work.
Right. We're just having a good time and talking about it.
And maybe we shouldn't be talking about some of the good times that we have.
Well, right. Probably a little censorship would be good.
Well, I think we go bleep, bleep in between things.
That's why these podcasts are really 20 minutes, but we edit them down to 8.
Yes, because
there's so many things that should go in there.
Yes, bleep, bleep. It's like that. What is it? What do they do on the on TV? It's like the lag time or the...
Yeah, exactly. We have to have a 10-second delay.
That's it, a 10-second delay. But we've really had fun, and so I hope people continue to listen to us.
Yeah.
And if people have things that they thought would make a good podcast, they really ought to, contact us.
Let us know, because we're always open to new adventures.
Yeah, particularly if they include travel, food, and
alcohol. And we're down.
We're good to go.
Circle270media.com